Where, where was Wally last night? Where was Wally? Where was David Cameron, the Prime Minister of the country? Where was he last night? He was probably in the Ivy restaurant with Alistair Stewart eating truffles. 5 years. 5 years of protecting the powerful while taking aim at the powerless. 5 years of ideological austerity, where they have saved not a penny, where they have doubled the debt, where they have attacked the disabled, attacked migrants, attacked workers, attacked nurses, attacked everybody except the bank. They was going last night about the debt. What would you do about the debt for my generation was the first question. Did one person even say, who do we owe the debt? The debt? Who do we owe the debt to? The same bankers that we gave 385 billion worth of quantitative easing to? Them ones? The same bankers that are creaming interest on the same bankers that got the £1 trillion bailout? Are you joking? Where was Wally last night? Where was David Cameron? You know, they ridicule Ed Miliband. They say, look at him. Look at him. Look at Gromit. Look at his big. No, look at his teeth. Look at him. And they ridicule him. And they haven't even got the guts. David Cameron hasn't even got the guts to stand up and debate him. Ed was at the end. Did you see Ed Miliband at the end last night? Debate me. Debate me. Debate me. You know, they came out and Private Eye, that they have found out after the leaders' debate that, oops, you lost the election. Ed Miliband is rubbish at the election. And the Daily Express was saying Nigel Farage done. They found out that the Express and the Sun, their reports on the last election debate was already printed before the election debate had even started. What's wrong with the Sun? Is this even allowed? The Sun and the Express, are they even allowed to do that? What's wrong with the democracy? Why do they hate democracy so much? Why do they hate it? Why do they have to twist every single word? Nigel Farage, the right-wing racist lunatic, he was on there last night. Did you hear him? He looked pathetic. He's a fool. Leanne Wood, Nicola Sturgeon, Natalie Bennett, the conscience of the nation. You know, they stood up there. They were talking about a progressive politics. They was amazing. They were speaking a truth. They were speaking about people, about real people, about jobs, about health, about education, about a welfare that we should all support. They were talking about a progressive politics. And they offered Ed. They turned to Ed and they offered him. They said to him, come on, Ed. Come on. Let's form an anti-Tory coalition. The country can't take 5 more years of the Tories. And Ed's like, no. This is, and at that point, that's when Leanne Wood, the fantastic Leanne Wood from Plaid Cymru, and she turned around and she said, you know what? I wouldn't prop up a Labour government that would promote the Tory policies of austerity. I wouldn't prop it up. And these three, can you imagine if the BBC had given Leanne Wood, Nicola Sturgeon and Natalie Bennett the same airtime over the last 5 years that they've given the likes of Nigel Farage? Can you imagine what kind of impact that would have had on the minds, the mental mentality of the people in this country? A positive, a caring. What's wrong with the media? Why don't they want a positive, caring society? What's wrong? Why don't they promote it? Why don't they give more time? You know, Ed Miliband was turning around saying to Nicola Sturgeon, I don't want to break up Scotland is part of the United Kingdom, is part of this nation geographically. It's there. It's physical. It's physical. You can't move it. You know, this general election is, I don't know what the Labour Party is what they're offering is Tory light. What they're offering is 6,000 tuition fees, not 9,000. Whereas Nicola Sturgeon, Leanne Wood, and Natalie Bennett, they want free education. You know, when it came to Trident, did you hear? They supported, like, they're anti-Armageddon. They're anti-Armageddon. You know, the Tories and Labour, and don't even think about Nigel Farage with the button. They understand that Trident nuclear weapons are illegal. They are illegal. If you had to use them, it would be illegal. You know, the only way that they can be used is indiscriminately on civilian populations. You know, scrap it. Do what Nicola Sturgeon said. Let's put ourselves in a world where we say, take our corporations out of war zones. For a start, take our corporations. We have no morals. We have no morals if BP is in the middle of Iraq extracting oil with the country on fire. In BBC Question Time afterwards, there was that other psycho. What's his name? Piers Morgan. He's saying, Ed said he wouldn't push the button. Push the button. I was like, what? The hell is this? What is this fool doing on a programme? Push the button. You couldn't make it up. At the end of the debate last night, they had the BBC, Emily Maitlis. They wheeled out William Hague. The first person they wheeled out is William Hague. He's had a. What do you think? They asked him every question, uninterrupted, didn't even debate it. And then Danny Alexander. He stood there and he said to Emily Maitlis, you know, we wanted to be here, but David Cameron told us that we couldn't come. I was like, what? What? How much more wankerish do you have? He's told you what? David Cameron said you couldn't go, so you never went. Is that real? Is that real? It just shows you, like, what, you know, the Tory party are the party of of bankers, of corporations, of attacking people's wages, you know, of low pay, no pay, 0-hour contracts. The Tory party are about attacking workers' rights, taking away legal aid. You know, the Tory party about moving public services into private pockets, contracts for corporations that their their MPs, their members, their lords sitting for their corporations. That's what the Tory party is about. That's what they do. That's what they're for. You know, they're for a tax evading ruling royal elite that sits at banquets. It's banquets for the rich, austerity for the poor, and prejudice for everybody else. That's the Tory party mantra. You know, the establishment needs to be, the whole system needs to be taken down and stripped. You know, I want new systems. No matter what happens, what government comes into power, you know, we still have to fight for our own systems, our own media. You know, the lobbyists will never go away. Lord Hill, Lord Chadington, Lord Bell, you know, your Alistair Stewarts and your Ivy Eating restaurant democracy. That's never going to stop unless we create our own media, create our own system, create our own politics, and we defeat people like Ed Miliband. We defeat people like the Labour Party that want a similar type of austerity, you know, to the Tory party. That we create a coalition of peoples, you know, that is anti-party politics. That creates a Senate that is for independent people, you know, that that is representative, that doesn't have 23 out of 29 millionaires in the cabinet. No, we need to create a society. We need to create a politics that fights for equality, that fights for justice, that fights for public services, that fights for freedom and that fights for the rest of the world, and that respects all people. The best outcome physically in a couple of weeks is that the Tories never again see any, that they become pariahs of our society, and the likes of Nigel Farage. Nigel Farage, he gets absolutely slaughtered in South Thanet, gets defeated, and Leanne Wood and Nicola Sturgeon and Natalie Bennett, the politics of hope, the politics of positiveness, the politics of caring society, the one that promotes, one that says we don't import £8 billion worth of wind turbines. We manufacture wind turbines. And we export them. We get involved in solar energy. We get involved in, this is the type of future that we need. We a progressive politics. That's it. We need progressive politicians. That's what we have to hope for.